What's up, everybody? It's Make It Make Sense. I'm here for another video. This is y'all's night. It's an open panel night. Anybody can come up. You guys asked for more of these where we kind of talk about some of the videos that I've done. And I did a doozy today. So like the video as my intro plays, and we will get right into it.
Make it make sense.
Make it make sense. That's all. 1 and 1 got to equal 2.
Make it make sense, boo.
Big moves.
Surfer.
Make it make sense. Tell me how you squeeze it. Make it make sense. Tell me about the things that you say. Make it make sense. Tell me about the things in your dreams. Hey, let me work out all the things in between. Make it make sense. Tell me how you squeeze it. Make it make sense. Tell me about the things that you say. Make it make sense. Tell me about the things in your dreams. Hey, let me work out all the things in between. Make it make sense.
Sun in the sky.
Wendy Williams, when Wendy Williams had it, was absolutely everything. Are y'all liking my new intro? Shout out to Q the Content Guy. He made an appearance. I don't know if Donna is in here, but Dakari's hat was mailed today. Y'all, when I saw this pic, I about died. This intro makes me laugh each time. What's up, Ricardo? What's up, Nacho Twins? Elias? Y'all, so again, when I do these subscriber calling nights, I drop the link right away. You guys are all welcome to come up. We can discuss it all. Like, okay, you are here. Okay, well, yeah, his hat should be arriving. I also want to do something else for him. Get with me. I really do want to send him a cake. I know it took a long time for that hat to get in the mail. I would love to get a cake. Get with me on my DM and we'll try to arrange something like that. But okay, y'all. Let's get into it. I made that video today about Latasha, Monique, and who's the third person? It was Latasha, Monique. Who was the third person? Let me look. And Wendy Williams. And I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna say it got some mixed reviews. Again, the link is dropped. Anybody is welcome to come up. The video today meant a lot to me though, because I saw so many similarities, and I had to do that video coming from a place of genuineness because I have my own insecurities. I cannot bring up something that I see in somebody else if I can't also tell you guys about mine. So, baby, no, I can. When I saw this picture, y'all, it absolutely took me out. I know a lot of people don't feel bad for Tasha because they said that, you know, she's made her own bed. But for me, I feel as though Tasha is, I don't know. I'm not going to jump off a ledge and say that that's abuse or anything like that. I don't know that in that family. But when that woman literally had to wait for him to tell the audience what she wanted to say, spot on. What's up, y'all? I see y'all coming in. Yeah, y'all wanted these. What's up, Cotty? You guys wanted these call-ins, so you are more than welcome to come. I want to pin that. I'm gonna pin the call-in in the live. Let's see. Pin message. Okay, so the link is pinned. You guys, as you come in, definitely like the video. So when I was researching, I had no idea that this man started his career working for Kelly. It added like a whole nother element. Now he has scrubbed all of his social media and everything about how and what he did for Kelly, but it just adds another creep element. So you're telling her what to do. You started your career being security for that man, and again, it has been alleged that the security was in on all of the stuff that our Kelly was doing. So I can't say that man's name because that's one of those words that YouTube doesn't like. Sylvester the M. Who? Oh, is that like saying Chester the? Okay, well, you know exactly who I'm talking about. That like really creeped me out, and even doing a deep dive on Wendy, it was telling her what to say. It was not great, and there are a lot of people who make their significant other their manager, but typically it's people who are already in the business. Y'all know I'm a straight shooter. He technically was in the business. He went from being security for to actually being one of his managers. So I don't know in what capacity, but that, catapulted him. And then he happened to see Tamika. Again, I think that man saw a mark. Just to be honest with you, I think he saw a mark in her. Here was this girl, group was up and coming. She was with somebody, and then you go after her and really kind of like fight for her. Maybe something she had never had happen before. And she fell hard for Turtle or whatever. She fell hard for him. Again, this is a subscriber call-in night. It's a complete open panel. If you have anything to say, feel free. That's what these are about. What's up, Fifi? A Mark and a Mora. Now, I didn't want to say that she bleached her skin, but I definitely think that she, what is it, concealer? Let me show you guys her Insta. So this is her Insta. And I pointed out in my video earlier that she really has kind of morphed into Monica. I didn't even recognize if that ain't Monica's cousin, I don't know who is. Let me pull up a picture of Monica. Monica, black outfit, black hair. Okay. Now, hold on. Can you see this? Let me make my picture bigger. If that woman is not morphing into Monica, I don't know what is. He was one of the neighbors and brought, he knows how to manipulate weak. The rest of the group men are not in their business, but Tasha Man is in it. Yes, he was. Again, a full disclosure, he was, but he started with Kelly. So you do with that as you may. What's up, Brittany? She's probably baking with that banana powder for 2 hours every morning. Look, I get her. I honestly do get her. I just thought it was super weird that she scrubbed her Beyonce photos. I thought it was super weird that she scrubbed all of her old stuff. Now, y'all, is it bad that I saw this and I was thinking, did you do this with Candy's money? I mean, with Tamika's money? How did you buy this car? And if you can afford a Tesla, you can afford to pay that woman back. What happened to her? Hello, my pal Moves. We breaking news. We do break news over here. Unfortunately, a lot of these men for broken, insecure women, and they prey on them. In return, these women feel that these men are their saviors. She didn't need him to save her because she was with a hot group. Now, somebody told me something very, very interesting. As I was doing this video, I posted that video earlier. Somebody told me that Tamika and her husband are really good friends with Kevin and Sharina. Oh no, I'm sorry, that's not. So Tasha Scott, is good friends with Wendy Williams' ex-husband and the mistress turned fiance. You can't make this stuff up, people. Serena is a healthy living kind of cook or chef or something like that. And Latasha was involved in that program with her. Now, that presents something completely funny because imagine when they were all on Wendy Williams back when they were first promoting Escape and Wendy was still on it. I wonder if she knew about Sharina back then. And it's like, Wendy, keep it cute because I will spray you. The same way Roseanne sprayed Wendy when Wendy was asking about Tom Arnold. And Roseanne was like, well, let's talk about your husband. I thought Kelvin was Tamika manager. No, Tasha was in the health food journey with Sharina, Kelvin's new fiance. So I don't know when they connected, how they connected, but I'm just letting y'all know they have connected. It's crazy, these deep dives. And it's also crazy the amount of stuff that you guys choose to tell me that I did not know. And I'm like, I wish I would have knew that for my video because that would have added a whole nother element. When I saw these women and I just kind of pieced together that they had these commonalities, it was crazy. I have reached out to this mistress. Now, I thought Kelvin was the legal manager. No. Hey. Tasha was in the health food journey with Sharina. Well, you got to turn me off in the background. Beyonce. So I don't know when they connect. I'm gonna meet you real quick.
First time.
Welcome to the channel. That's why I do these. You said what?
I'm a hairstylist. I watch you like every night, but this is my first time. You like going on my laptop. Entering the chat, and I'm like, oh wow, I gotta go on. Like, I gotta go on because he be having me cracking up.
Well, thank you. So, of all these topics, we can go anywhere you want to. We can talk Escape. We can talk Love After Lockup Fight, because that was a big. Did you see the video where I actually had a trans person come on and kind of clear up some of those things about questions you can ask a trans person?
Oh no, I didn't get a chance to watch that one. I usually watch you around this time on down, like at nighttime. But I wanted to talk more about the mistress. Like, is there any more information about that? Because I believe that she came out because of the filming.
Which mistress? Rocky's alleged mistress?
Yeah, because at the time they was filming. Remember?
I do think so too, but this is what happened. She came out with that long post and said that she was pregnant by him. Then she did a retraction and says she was hacked. Tasha K alleges that she never even really knew the person, never really knew him, and that she just takes pictures with a lot of celebrities. Then somebody says she came back and said that she was kind of strong-armed into saying that. So I don't know where that is going to wash out, but I would love to find out because because
when you watch the show, it's given that they don't have no connection, Tasha and her husband. So maybe she's used to being with the mistress, and she felt some type of way, like because he got a film, so he over there more. She even said her grace without him, and he got upset.
Now, I will say this. It's funny that you mentioned that because when I was looking for pictures, literally the only picture where I found them kind of embraced was this photo, and she kind of has like a stank face. I could not really find a lot of pictures like I could of Wendy and her husband and Monique and her husband embracing. That was strange to me They are never really like that close in photos. Now, this, let me see if I have it. I found this photo, and this was the only photo that I found of her with a man where she was like, there was like an embrace, and I think this man was just a stylist. So you might be onto something.
Yeah, because she said 8 years. That's a long time.
What, 8 years to what?
She said she'd been with him for 8 years.
No, she's been with him since 1995.
The mistress?
Oh, wait, the mistress. I'm sorry, I thought you were talking about Tasha.
Come in, and she said that she knew about her. Tasha knew about the mistress.
Tasha was asked that on a radio station yesterday, and she said it wasn't true about a baby.
I don't think the baby part was true because we could be messy when we don't get our way. I think she just threw that in there so it can blow up. But I believe that it's true that he definitely have a relationship with that woman.
I mean, I would like to know the truth, even if the truth is that there's no truth to it. Let's clear it up, right? I think when I get off, I will do a follow-up.
Yeah, because I don't see somebody just coming on here and just, she ain't got nothing for sale. Like, there's no follow-up. I think she was in her feelings and he was spending more time with Tasha, and she not used to that. She ain't used to that, you know. What we see on TV, him and Tasha, they are very disconnected. Like, it's like it was forced. It was cringe to watch. It wasn't. Yeah, it was giving that. Yeah. That's what it was giving. It was giving that. I was on my TV with the stank face, like, I don't like him. Mm-hmm.
I believe he did. He's sneaky. Again, guys, this is a open panel night. Anybody's welcome. I pinned the link. This is y'all's show. Again, we could talk about anything. Let me go through the videos that I made. Did you see the video about Monique, Wendy, and Tasha? Did you see that one today?
No, see, I was busy today. I like this my time right here.
This is your time?
I make my wigs and I watch you. I get into the mess.
Am I messy? Y'all could be truthful.
It's more like anybody, like, now I watch you for your commentary on not Married to Medicine. What is it? The
RHOP?
No, Married to Medicine. No, that's not
RHOP.
Potomac. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, welcome. What's up, Brittany? I haven't seen you call either.
This is my second time calling in. So how are you guys?
Were you on camera before?
No.
Okay. No. You don't have to. Can I run her off?
No, you didn't. I think.
I don't know how it works either.
I think that my is.
No, we can hear you fine and we can see you. So what do you want to talk about? It could be any of the stuff I covered this past week.
So I really do like your channel, and I feel like you do give us an open panel about this. This whole SWV thing is taking everybody by storm. I feel like I think it's going to be real hard for Latasha to roll this back. Can I ask you a really quick question?
I can't hear you. Kashini, would you mind? I think there's like kids in the background. If you're not talking, please mute. And then whenever you talk, just, unmute yourself. Brittany, you're fine to unmute. Okay. What were you saying?
Found it. Okay. I can hear you. Yeah. I'm sorry. So I was just saying that I think it's going to be real hard for Tasha to draw some of this stuff back. What she forgot is that we've all been around since XSCAPE's been around. You can't really, there's nothing that we didn't know. We were around. We watched y'all. We were your fans when y'all broke up. We saw the whole thing. Like, so for you, you're definitely using XSCAPE's likeness right now as if this is 98 and this is the single that you should have been given back in 98. Like, it's like you didn't have it then, honey. And I'm not trying to say that you're a bad person, but I just, I just, I just don't think so. I don't think so. So
You
that was
in
just
her
me.
no. In Tasha's defense, I will say there was a video that I so desperately wanted to post on here. It was a performance that she did. I think it was even on like Nickelodeon. Tasha's vocals were amazing, and "Who Can I Run To" is my favorite song. With Tamika's powerhouse vocal and Tasha's like, I don't know, it was like soft, it was melodic. They killed it. No, that was in what, 93? Things might have changed though. I'm telling y'all, those runs be jogging, sometimes skipping, but when she had that voice, I could understand. I was super young when that song came out, but there's something about every time I hear it, it takes me back to where I was when I was listening.
She's a great artist. I don't want to take anything away from that, but I think what she's probably not a pleasurable experience. Like, I don't.
Are you talking about in bed?
That did sound a little it did sound a little bit shaky. Like, I don't think that I would have a fun time having a conversation with her. Like, I think she's definitely a little Beyonce-esque. And I don't know if you got how do I say this appropriately? Maybe it's not your time to be Beyonce-esque yet. Maybe give us a few solo albums and then we can be like, okay, I get it. But
what you mean yet? She's entering into the third quarter of her life. The 50 and up is the third quarter.
I was trying to be nice, but if it ain't happened now, I just don't think it's gonna happen. Her talent is cool. I think she's I can't sing a lick, so I don't want to take away from her and be like she's an average artist type of thing. But just what she be trying to sell me, I can't buy it.
Oh my God, you really said the 50 and up is the third quarter.
I know she did say 50 is the third. Like
no,
we are not at the end of our life.
My
This is the third quarter. Didn't Karen say it's 59 and fine? Oh my God, we are still juicy and fine in our
We are in our
50s,
prime,
man.
honey.
Hello.
Can't have no babies. We can't make no babies or none of that. We do it for fun.
Oh, that is hilarious.
Right.
Mims doesn't know.
DM me your address. I will go pick you up, give you breakfast,
Talk
and
about
drop
it,
you
50
off
and
in the
over.
morning.
Let's talk
What is
about
wrong
it.
with you?
Oh my
I
God. Oh, that's
Y'all
funny.
have just literally made my day.
I
What I
cannot
was
believe
saying,
you said that.
I think that's like majority of your people. Maybe they're all like your followers are maybe 50 and over. So be careful, Mims.
That's right.
oh, when
And
I
Mims,
say
this
like
is
third
my
quarter,
first time
okay,
on your channel. I feel
it's a
like
it's a
doing
football
great, guys.
reference. It's
I'm
during
not
the
trying
third
to
quarter.
Yolanda's out there thumping. I don't think that.
Hold on 1 second, Brittany. Let me just say this. I had these pictures already queued
look at
up
that. That
to
is
talk about
59.
Karen, who is 59.
Yes.
I had all these pictures queued up. Karen was my
There you
special
go.
guest. So yes, I know y'all are juicy and fine and everything
There you
else.
go.
That wasn't what I was
There you
saying.
go. There you go.
But okay, hold on. We got some new people. We got Savannah, Lai,
Hey,
Peaches,
man.
and Miss Bernice. What's up, y'all?
Hello,
man.
hello. Hey, Mims.
They said
Hello.
I'm
This
about
is
to get
my
jumped by the
first time
juicy
on your
crew.
channel. So, hey everyone.
Hey,
Hi.
I have been with you since you've been on here, and you're like, hey, there's 300 in the chat. And so I have been a real first time follower, and your laugh is contagious. And I have been with you since then. So I absolutely enjoy your show. I definitely am addicted to the SWV XSCAPE reality show. First of all, I want to say that they definitely owe us, the viewer, more than 6 episodes.
Yes.
After that Potomac disaster of a season that we all had to suffer through. I think they owe us some real reality TV. We deserve some real reality TV like SWV XSCAPE. We haven't even touched on what's going on with SWV.
We're
And I
about to
mean,
get we're about to get some real TV when Dr. G and his fiance go on Married to Medicine.
That's
I
gonna
exact.
be
Oh,
know
we
I'm
haven't
all
even
over that.
touched on any
that's
of that with Portia. And yeah, and Girls Trip coming, and we haven't even got to any of that. But we definitely deserve more than 6 episodes of this escape
Do
going
you
on
guys
Do
over
you?
there.
think they're
So
But
gonna
I don't know
come
if
back?
I think SWV is like a garnish. I'm not gonna lie. Everything is coming from the escape camp. Like
Yeah,
I
because
love seeing.
SWV already been through this on their reality show.
I
Yeah.
agree, and I've seen that, but I definitely want to see what Lily, how she's evolved. You know, now she's overcame her financial woes, and now she has a home. So what's next for her? And Coco with her 2 sons, and they have a journey and a story to tell. So I would love to see that. So while we had the mess and the drama with Escape, I definitely want to see the refreshing story of SWV, how they've come out on the other side. So I deserve more than 6 episodes after Robin and Giselle and all that mess. I definitely deserve more than 6 episodes.
Do you
So if you
guys
watch the first Escape reality show, add those episodes to this 6 episodes, and then we have a whole reality show.
do
True,
you guys think
true.
they're gonna come back for a season 2 though? Or do you think it might be just a little bit too messy?
At thirty
I don't
thousand
mind that
dollars is
this.
messy.
I don't mind that
I
this is a. I don't mind that this is a limited series, right? Because there's only so much that they can give. So they're gonna give us just enough to keep us interested, but not enough. Because y'all know we be getting tired of the reality shows after episode about 12. Definitely at 15, we'll be ready for the season to
Mhm.
end, and we're just waiting for the reunion. So
Mhm.
6 is like a good number. We are all still really interested
It's
in what is
definitely
going on.
jam packed. It's definitely
hmm
jam packed with the 6
Mhm.
episodes. It's like
Not
all
I
of us
stepped
are
in
on
it.
our toes every day that it comes on. So I can see that.
Uh,
So
wait, hold.
I just wanted to say a few words about the the whole escape. I don't really watch it, even though I know the history bit, because it's really like watching a mother and hearing about the mom and how she treats her daughter. Um, just reminds me of past history, and it's kind of like I don't really want to watch that. It's really painful to watch that on TV, to see a mom treat her daughter and take sides, because it happens, and I have experienced it, so I know. So it's like it's not really great thing to go through, but I'm glad that she's able to talk about it. The other thing that I wanted to say is Robin and Giselle. I never really liked them from day one. I just felt like they had a lot of privileges in Potomac, and they got away with so much. And it's really sad to see all the families they tried to destroy. And I do think because they're, I know people probably might not like it, but they they I think their light skin privileges gives them a lot of power that they have been able to get away with, that Andy wouldn't allow other black women get away with the stuff. So we'll see if he if, I have a feeling he might bring her back, even though I really don't want her to come back.
You talking about Robin?
Yeah.
Well, somebody needs a job in the house.
Yeah,
Oh,
I don't
Robin
want
got to
them to
come
be
back.
without any type of
Mhm.
career, and them hats are not gonna sustain that new house.
Robin has
Um,
to come back so that we can drag her for season 8. We have to get the opportunity to drag her. Now, speaking from someone, I am 25 minutes away from Coppin State College.
Wow.
you saw Juan being a sneaky link.
Oh, got people at Coppin. I'm a alma mater. That's my alma mater.
Maybe I am a little messy. Uh,
Or do
I don't
you
want
guys
them. I don't hold on really quick. I don't want. I know we joke and we play and stuff like that. there are two like young kids involved. And if Robin does lose her job and Juan loses his job for arguably something that he did, right? You are one of those people where if there is a child telling you something happened to them, then you need to report it. Period.
Yeah.
There's no more sweeping stuff under the rug. So if that rumor was true, then, you know, I'm not surprised that Coppin would remove him. Because what if it doesn't matter if you're a coach, if you're not also protecting the children, you need to go. Just my personal opinion. And then all that extra stuff with hanging out with those women and stuff like that. I didn't even know who Coppin was, but now the only thing I know is that they got coaches that might be cheating together. That's not a good look all around. Robin, I think that Robin should stay as a friend of the show because I think that Giselle needs to stand on her own at least once and let them collect the check. But that's just my personal opinion.
And to your point about children, we had a case. We have a current case down here where the lady that had the daycare center, she found out that her husband were molesting the children, and she shot him and got 4 years.
I know exactly what you're talking about, but there's certain words we can't say. They'll flag my video.
Right.
So for that M word, just say like the M word. If there's like a pow, say DV. But yeah. So what she's talking about was there was a woman who is now in jail. I don't know if she was convicted yet, right?
Yes.
She was?
Yes.
She found out that her husband was doing inappropriate things with the children that were in her care. And she, you know, did what she needed to do. And they have put her in jail as a result.
Yes.
That's a travesty in my mind because I feel like he got what he got.
If there's a lot of people advocating on her behalf.
I'm one of them. I think that if you can have a crime of passion, right? Like let's say you walk in on your significant other doing something with somebody else and you go to town, they can say that that's temporary insanity and you can get off. This woman literally, you know, it takes a lot to be a caregiver. It takes a lot to take care of children. And a lot of times those people do it for very little money because they really love the kids.
Mm-hmm.
So if you hurt these kids that are in my care, I can only imagine the guilt that she feels, even though she shouldn't. That's not on her. That's on him. My vote is to let her out and give her a pay increase. Miss Bernice, I've never heard you be this quiet.
Well, everybody talking. I don't like to talk over people.
We're all family here. Just throw some bows. Not
You
just
know
my
what?
hero, Rosie.
With Tasha, ma'am, you got to go back and listen to the interview that they did in 2012 at a radio station. It's Tasha and her husband, and he is pretty much doing the interview. Tasha do her but he dogged Candy completely out. And in his eye, he said, well, Tasha had to sit back and watch Candy win Grammys and Candy get all this accolades. Candy could have threw some songs to so now it's Candy's responsibility to bring her up.
I don't know what I literally, you know how you could want something for somebody so bad and they just don't get it?
Yeah.
You clearly need the money, girl. So you should want to work with Escape while they're hot, as opposed to trying to branch off every time Escape gets hot.
And if anybody saw Candy speak on the video, Candy still wishes her well.
But in Tasha's mind, the way that she got it twisted, Candy don't wish her nothing but ill will, and her husband is backing her up in this. Because everything is Candy's fault. If she tripped down the stairs, Candy put that shoe there. I didn't trip down the stairs because I didn't see that shoe. Candy put that shoe there.
And the sad part is she's like 3 to 4 years older than all of them.
Yeah.
Mhm. Why do you guys think she has that much animosity towards Candy, like till this day?
I don't think it's about Candy. I think it's about her own self-esteem, and it
Yeah.
stems from when she was younger, and she's over 50, as we all over 50 on this panel, except for my little cute man that's at the host. Yes.
Mhm.
And so therefore she is now over 50, still with the same issues.
Do you
She
want to
has
hold
not
on?
overcame those issues yet because Candy is a self-made woman.
Do you want to hear something funny off topic, Miss Peaches? I have always been that person who hangs out with the older ladies. I was like, I would be the one to go to the casino with you. I would go pick up your cigarettes.
You're old
Not
soul.
you, not you, but you
You're
know what I mean. Like,
You're old soul.
I would go pick up the cigarettes.
Oh my God.
I had this one lady friend. What did she drink? It wasn't MD 2020, but it was something that she would have
Mad
me go pick
Dog.
up.
Ooh.
No,
Is that where
I
you
think
got
it
all
was,
your training from?
was it Alizé? It
God,
might have
the
been
world.
Alizé. And so I would always go pick up her Alizé. She would have me go pick up her lottery tickets. And one time I tried the Alizé, it made me sick as a dog. I was just like, I cannot believe you've been drinking this whole time. I have always been good friends with like the older ladies because y'all are the funnest. Like y'all
That's a
come,
good thing.
you come with the wisdom, you come with the sass. My favorite character on 227 was Pearl.
Mhm.
What's up, TC? What's up, Star?
Hey, ma'am.
Hey, ma'ams. Hi,
So yeah,
Chef.
it's an open panel. We're just here having a good time.
Okay.
Y'all can have your popcorn, your drink, whatever.
Right, but until she reconcile her issues, it's not the group's
Right.
issue, but she
Right.
don't realize that their tones all come together as one, and they're better together than apart. She hasn't figured that out yet.
Well, honey, they sound real good with the 3, okay?
I know that Tasha don't think she's replaceable. She think if she keep stalling, that the group just gonna fall apart without her. But they can go on without her.
And I do like bingo too.
Oh
I
no.
do go play bingo.
Oh no. Somebody ruined you. Somebody ruined
Yeah.
you.
Ooh.
You
I
hung out
do
with
go
the
play
older ladies
bingo.
too much.
I don't care. I like bingo.
I love bingo too.
What's up, TC? What's up, Christy? Oh, no, this is good because we have people from like all different age groups on this panel. So I thought it was important. I don't know if you guys saw this, but I did a video and there was like a fight scene between a trans woman and a woman. And the way my mind works, it's just if I have a question and then I'm like, should I not ask that? Then I ask myself, why am I asking myself that? So I reached out to a trans person and I was like, this fight happened between a woman and a trans woman. And I felt a way, but then you never want to get canceled. And so I was like, have we reached a point where just asking questions is now considered disrespectful? I was super proud of that video because I felt like it kind of like bridged the gap. And what the trans lady said was basically, no, it's fine that you have questions because if you've not necessarily been exposed to something, you should ask questions. That's not disrespectful.
No, that's not.
So I thought that was a really good conversation.
It was.
to
I
have.
listened to you.
Yeah.
I liked it. I listened to it. It was real good and informative. My thing was the trans knew what she knew what she was doing because you came to fight regardless.
No, Christy, hold on one second. For the people who don't know, there was an actual physical altercation on a show called Love After Lockup between two of the stars' siblings, one being a trans woman and 3 sisters.
Right.
Okay, Christy.
And so, because I've been watching it from the beginning, and the trans, I didn't even realize it was a trans until I started paying a little bit more attention. I was like, why is she so just hyped up? And she should be the older one. She should be setting an example. But you know, the other one is a fans only worker. And so I was like, why is it? And then you know the younger crowd, that's all they gonna say. They don't care about age, they don't care about who you are. They be ready. Like she kept saying, slap me. She said, well, you ain't gonna do nothing. And she knew she was ready. Because who comes with a mask with their eyes showing in a what was that, a mink or king coat or whatever that mess was? I was like, I just didn't like it. I didn't like it because it still was a man. You know, on that other show, was it 90 Day Fiance the other way? It's one on there that's a couple. And I would have never known it until he started, because he sobs. I put it like that.
What? I'm sorry.
It's a show called 90 Days the Other Way. 90 Day Fiance the Other Way. It's one on there. And he's in Puerto Rico and he's gonna marry a Puerto Rican lady. But he's trying to push his
so it's a trans man.
Yeah, it went from a woman to a man. Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, trans man. We got to be
yeah, trans man.
I think it's a thing that we don't always have to understand what other people are going through or what they are, but just be as respectful as possible, right?
Right.
Like that's the name.
Because I didn't know what you call. I didn't know how to. Is it a? Oh, so it's a.
So it would
it's
be
a
a
woman
trans
to a man.
man. Yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
So it's a trans man when you. Okay.
Yeah, I liked. This is TC. Hi, chat.
Hey,
Mims. I saw your interview and I thought that you handled it very well. You were very thoughtful, and I see no problem with asking questions. I think that's what's wrong with today's society. We don't ask questions because we feel that we're either being too disrespectful, we're injecting our thoughts, our views. But I think that if more questions were asked, people would be a lot more caring. So thank you for bringing that to light. My question is, why would, I guess, a network or television, why would this be aired? Like, you know what I mean? Why would we have to see this? I don't know. Am I wrong for saying this?
No, I mean, it's reality television, right? Everything has been upped. They can't, this isn't like the golden age of RHOA where we could just watch them go to a party and they don't let Nene in the party, and then they do a confessional outside the party saying she didn't let me in, and we're all entertained. Every year something has been up to the point where now what we're talking about it, right? So that means they're getting ratings. It's kind of like the way Zeus Network works. We're just going to push the envelope and people are going to subscribe because they like to see the train wreck.
Okay.
Do I think it should have been on TV?
Yeah, I mean, I'm just saying, like, so we're seeing a beat down. So what's the next thing? Pow pow? You know what I mean? Like we have to really think about who watches these shows.
But we have to look at it too as it's a I guess it's like introducing us to this is what really goes on in some places. We might not know it, but it really does happen. Because I'm quite sure this has happened somewhere else in someone's real life other than after love, after lockup. You know?
Yes, ma'am. This is Miss Peaches, and I live in Baltimore, and I have a family member who's transgender from man to woman. All woman has everything that a woman has. And consider herself a woman, name change legally and everything.
Right.
And we didn't understand it at first because we used to say that gay and she would always tell us that there is a difference and we would never understand it. So in response to your question, Mims, you only know if you ask. And I think it's the sensitivity part of it. A lot of people are sensitive and a lot of people are not receptive to questions being asked. But it all is all according to how you feel about your loved one that has made that choice to transform that way, even though you don't understand it. However, you try to understand it as much as possible, to the point where she wants her parents to identify her as a daughter as opposed to how she was born.
So, hi everyone, this is Sarah. To your point, well, Mims, I think sometimes I know even myself, I don't ask out of fear and don't all yell at me, but I also encourage my child to not even ask, because I think we're in a culture where now if you ask the wrong things or if you say the wrong things, you're automatically canceled, and it's like no coming back from it. So, like, to your point, the lady who was just speaking, a lot of people are sensitive, a lot of people are not receptive to the question, so it's kind of like you're damned if you do, damned if you don't. And to me, I feel like it's just better to not
There's so
say
many
anything.
levels to it, because though, like, we have a lot of children in our family, and so we have children that saw them before they transformed and are asking questions to the transformation and still asking questions. And so we're like, how do we explain it? Us adults that understand it, how do we explain it to the younger children in our family who clearly does not understand it?
I feel like in this new world that we're living in, nobody is educating us on these things, but they pass laws on it, and we don't know what to do.
Yes.
Agreed.
I agree.
That's why I think it's important to have the conversations. A lot of content creators won't for fear of getting canceled, but the way I approach topics, I try to be as thoughtful in my approach as possible. And I think that's what kind of keeps me out of the cancellation realm. Like, I could have easily been canceled for that video I made today, because people say, oh, why are you, looking at this, and why are you criticizing that? And I'm like, I'm not. I just saw a parallel between Wendy, Latasha, and Monique, and I spoke about it. But I also talk about my own insecurities in that. So I think it is just about how you choose to approach situations. And I love to say, what you eat doesn't make me
Right.
excuse my
That's one thing
language.
I like about you, man. You're really fair. You're really fair in your content. And so I think that's the difference with everything.
Yeah, and I
They're
think
saying there's
also
feedback somewhere.
I think
If you're not talking, would you please mute? Because I do hear it. There is some feedback. Thank you. Where is it?
I also be feeling like I felt like that whole fight between those
and
two
Judgy,
people
jump in.
a little
I'm
bit
trying
was
to, but these ladies
staged.
tonight, they're fast.
Just a little bit, but they're always going back and forth online and talking about each other. But I think because I'm thinking that is quote unquote, no matter what kind of transition you go through, you still have you have a sense of strength that I'll never be able to aspire to as a natural woman. So when you probably do have a little bit more strength than I do, I don't think is wrong to ask the questions, because like that young lady said, she's really in a position where she's like, I don't know what to tell my child when she asks the question. So we just don't say nothing at all for safety of mine and for the respect of others. That's probably a safe way to live, but it's I don't know if it's okay, in my opinion, only because you want to be able to tell your children the answers that they need at the time that they need them. But if people are so like up in arms, if you get offended if I ask a question about your sexuality or your gender or however you want to put it, then why did you make the conversation so prevalent throughout the last couple of years? To me, you can't have it both ways. We either going to talk about it or we're not going to talk about it.
So, okay, so for those of you who have children, right? I can understand broaching that topic is probably difficult. However, the thing is, people don't feel a need to hide who they are anymore, right? we're in a society where people can just kind of be who they are. So if those people are there and they're present and your children have questions, it really just becomes a matter to the parent. Do you want to be honest and say, this is where we are in society, where, you know, that was a boy who's now a girl, or a girl who's now a boy, and that's why they look different, or they might look different. You know what I mean? It's up to the parent to decide what they want to say. But at the end of the day, there are all kinds of people in the world. Like I said, I didn't quite understand non-binary. And I don't know that I understand it now, but I can say if somebody says they're not non-binary, I would just be like, okay, well, what would you like me to refer to you as? Because that doesn't hurt me. You know what I mean? Or affect me in any way.
I agree.
I have 2 young boys, so they're both under the age of 10. I think that for me, I get a little bit more confused, and then it's just always people get upset because I don't understand what they're going through, or they don't want to be labeled as somebody who's transitioned. They want to be labeled as like a female, and then like it causes more confusion. So that's like what's happened in what I've seen personally. And then also it just causes more alarm when the people that actually take time to talk about the issues that they went through trying to transition, and sometimes those things sound, I may get canceled for this, but it sounds like it wasn't worth it. Because a lot of these people who really deserve to have the life that they live are being botched by these doctors and being,
what are you saying? They're not passable?
No, I mean, not like they're not passable. I don't want to say like not passable, because I think that's a little bit more like in the eye of the beholder. I think like you go to go get like a surgery, for I don't know, like the enchilada to become a taco or something. Like, I don't know how to say it on the algorithm, but she went for like a certain procedure to get
gender
done.
reassignment, right?
Yeah, that's what
Okay.
it is. I didn't know if I could say that on YouTube or not, because things are weird nowadays. Everything gets, but yeah, the reassignment, they, a lot of those people end up having to go through like 3 or 4 surgeries to get what they want. And then they're going through a painful like stretching period and all of that. And then, those are the stories that I always hear, at least getting filtered to me. I don't really get to hear too many successes. The only success story I remember, and this was like a long time ago, because it was like on Oprah Winfrey's show, was that one woman who decided at like 14 that she, was a woman. I forget her name, but her name was like Janelle or something with a J, I think. And she was married. She was dating this guy, and he accepted her. That was like one of my first introductions to it. But after that, I didn't hear like a lot of success stories in it. So it's just like I get confused with like how to approach it, because like internally they may be going through a lot of different emotions, but they can't afford the surgeries. They've gotten botched. They're just like feeling like incomplete more than what they did in their previous place.
Do you want me to go deep here? Do y'all want me to go deep?
Yes, please. I'm over here trying to drive 20 minutes.
So I do like a lot of like pre-interviews and stuff like that. And there was something that had came up, and I pre-interviewed a trans woman to kind of like talk about her life. I can't remember exactly what it was. And like the level of intensity that interview would have taken, it was too much for me. Maybe I'll revisit after I have done more interviews and stuff like that. But this particular woman had been in the foster system and then started transitioning, I think like in the early 2000s. And for the most part, a lot of times, her words, the perception back in the day were that these women were all ladies of the night. And even if there was a subsection of her community that was ladies of the night, we as a people really weren't ready to embrace them. You know, I mean, it would be the stares, the pointing. They didn't even know if their life was safe. And so if you can't work a normal 9 to 5 and not be like ridiculed, or you may not even get that job just because you're not you can't, they call it passable. If you're not passable, then what's the expectation? How are you going to eat?
Mm-hmm.
So then they all get grouped or lumped into that, oh, well, they're a lady of the night and stuff like that. But you got to think, they're still a human who still has to eat, who still has to operate and function and has a family. So like my heart goes out to people like that, because they're just starting to, as a community, progress to a level where we are saying we accept you as a human. They didn't feel that. And that's absolutely crazy. You know what I mean? That's new.
That's unfair.
That's the whole key. If we learn to accept people for who they are, if we just accept people for who they are, no judgment whatsoever, the world would be a much better place.
It would, but I don't think in this lifetime we'll see it. And I think that's where some of the confusion comes, or some of the debates really come up when it comes to this conversation. A lot of
I can't tell who's talking. Is that Brittany Star? Who's it?
a lot of the debates that come around this topic is the acceptance. But what a lot of people fail to realize is that there's a lot of people who are still, I guess, considered natural woman, natural man, that are not accepted. I don't think that we will fully see acceptance of humans in this lifetime. And so I think sometimes it comes with a bit of entitlement. And we just have to realize that I just don't think we'll see it. We will not fully see the full acceptance of humans in this lifetime. It just won't happen. To me, that's my opinion. And then to the point of like the surgeries and stuff, I forgot who just brought it up. Heck, even China is taking out her fillers now, doing all of these. So it's like when it comes to those surgeries, I just feel like, that's just a part of it. You may go through, get the surgery, go through the whole transition, and you may come out still not feeling good about yourself, but that's the reality of it.
I agree.
Because women get surgeries and they don't come out feeling good, or they don't come out like, I feel like sometimes when women go in to get like BBLs, they have this image in their head of a BBL that they've seen, thinking, okay, let me go get it. I'm gonna come out looking like, I don't know, Drea.
Saucy Santana?
Yeah. No, seriously.
I hope not. Not
the shade.
I think he had 2 BBLs. It's a fair question.
But I mean, to your point, ma'am, like one day I'm pretty sure once Saucy Santana gets older, he's gonna go and want to take that stuff out. You know what I mean? Or I'm pretty sure he probably went in with a visual in his head of how he wanted to look, but it did not come out that way. And that's just the reality. So sometimes I just feel like sometimes some trans, not all, because I don't want to say all, but I feel like they want this acceptance, or they want like all of these things that we just will not see in this lifetime. It's just not realistic.
I think I would counter that. I do think that we've reached a level of, we are much more, not everybody, but a lot more people are a lot more accepting about a lot of stuff. Like I remember the first time I went to Atlanta, it was a culture shock. I had literally, because I'm from the South, I had never seen a man wearing high heels. And there was this man coming down an escalator at the food court, and he had on this like long flowy it wasn't like a cape, but it was like flowing in the wind, and it was almost like he was doing his Miss America wave. And it was just such a culture shock that nobody batted an eye. You know what I mean? And I think what happens is it almost is the natural evolution of things, that if you see something enough that might be different to you at first, it becomes
normal.
The norm. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah.
And I was literally looking because I had never seen a man in heels, and this was not a trans person. This was a man, like a beard and stuff like that. And then after that, I started seeing it on Housewives of Atlanta. And so then it became the norm. And I think I remember I was in Miami one time and I ran into Sheree's hairstylist. And he had on a long Floyd thing, and we've reached a level, not everybody is not accepting of everything. And I said on that live that I understand that there are people whose religion does not allow them, and I get it. And I would never tell you to, go against your religion. That's all a personal choice. I'm just saying, for the most part, my niece has a trans best friend.
Yeah.
Miss Mims, I said that I have a nephew who trans, very up close and personal. Like my nephew, she's a woman now, a whole bona fide woman, and we are a very religious family. It took a long time for me to come around and say, okay, God loves us all regardless. And so I have to figure out how to love her unconditionally regardless.
Easy, but what's changed? Nothing but her sex. So does it
That's
change your
it.
feelings?
It didn't change my views or anything. And what I
Oh,
used to
okay.
say to her all the time, because she used to think that she used to think that we were attacking her. And I used to tell her all the time, I don't have a place to put you because the stones in my yard are not clean. So I can't tell you how to live.
Oh,
If I
Code
can,
Switch, have you jumped in?
I'm about to jump in. First of all, hi everybody. This is my first time calling in. I've been a subscriber
Hey,
for a few months on YouTube. I'm a huge fan, Mims. I could go on and
welcome.
on, but I know we got to keep it moving. But if I could add to the previous person's point, not the person who is unconditionally loving her now niece, but the person before that. This is not the reason I called in. I called in to talk about Latasha Scott, but you made me think about things in a way that I never have before, because I tend to be really progressive and I try my best to be an ally and honor people's identity. But so correct me if I'm wrong, but I would like to restate what I heard you say, because you really gave me an aha moment. I think some people have this assumption that cis people are going through the world having this level of acceptance.
Exactly.
Everything's happy, lucky, you know what I mean? Where we're happy in our bodies and the people we meet are kind to us, and it's like, so it's not about, the way I'm hearing what you're saying, it's not so much about entitlement, but it's about a fantasy that's really not reality.
It doesn't exist.
Not reach a level of acceptance, and that's just human life. It's not because necessarily that you're trans, it's because that's the human experience for a lot of us.
Yeah, I mean, man, I have a 16-year-old son, and some of the things that I hear and see, I'm like, wow, people don't treat me like that, and I'm quote unquote like I am a natural woman, so it's not quote unquote, but I'm not. It's like, so I don't understand where the level of wanting this acceptance or even wanting people to understand what they have went through. It's like, well, can I sit down with you and help you understand what I go through? Like literally what I went through on the bed of giving birth to my son. Are you willing to sit down and understand that? Sometimes I feel like it's just, to your point, to me, it doesn't exist. And to Mim's point, yes, we have gotten far, but I just don't think in this lifetime, and I'm 34, I don't think, because it seems like every time we take 10 steps forward, we go 10 steps back. And then you have to think there are younger generations coming up under us, and they may want to make some changes or bring something else into the world that's going to have to be, people are going to have to accept. So it's going to constantly be something or someone that wants some level of acceptance about something that they deem is their truth.
I'm nervous about what you
nervous?
just said. I'm nervous because y'all know my situation, the whole caregiver thing and stuff like that. Well, my niece has been at my house and I love her to death. She was my road dog when she was little, but now she's like 21. And her generation thinks that they've had it hard.
Yeah,
And I'm
that's
sitting
what I
there like,
thought.
wait, what?
It's crazy.
It is.
Huh? You
I
think you
tell my
had,
son,
wait,
you wake up to Starbucks every morning. Are you kidding me?
Starbucks. Y'all, let me tell you what she did. Now, this is some behind the scenes stuff that I'm gonna give y'all right now. So, the whole caregiver thing. Well, prior to me actually having to be a caregiver, and when I realized that my loved one was really ill, I was like, I was working 7 days a week at my real job, doing YouTube full time, and I didn't have time to spare. This was a Saturday, and I had already been at work for like 4 or 5 hours. So I reached out and I was like, hey, I need you to tell me what you have in the refrigerator in terms of like Pedialyte. I need you to go pick up some Pedialyte Advanced. Go pick up the groceries. If you need gas, just bill it to me. But I need you to go pick up Pedialyte Advanced ASAP. She told me, fine, but you go ahead and go online, order it, and have it have them bring it out to my car. I lost my whole entire I was like, what? These kids today don't even think about grocery shopping.
No, sir.
No. You want to know something? Here in Dallas, they have a soul circus, and so my grandson is 4 years old. So I took him to the circus, and he said, "Who's that? Why is that little boy riding that bicycle on the thing? Why is green and white?" And I said, "Oh, that's not a little boy. That's a man." Because I'm taller than him, and it was the little midgets,
Oh, you can't say that.
Oh, I'm
Little
sorry.
person.
So he was so focused on them, and they was dancing, and soul circus. If y'all ever seen it's really good. And so when I took him home, and then by the time I got home, my son said, "What happened? What is he talking about?" He keep talking about these little people. So I was telling him about. He telling me, "Oh my God, now we got to go through this change of explaining the difference." He said, "No, because I'm taller than him. It can't be a man." Oh my God. He was really fascinated. So it makes me think when they see different genders, how they're going to react. What's going to be, how do you say, well, why does that man have on a dress? Why is that, that's what they're going to say.
Each generation is exposed to more than the previous.
Right.
Well, how about this? Let's just get serious. We're having, I guess every time we talk, it ends up being kitchen table talk. But the fact is, when I grew up, I was wearing like Sean John, Echo, all that stuff was oversized. And anytime that we saw dudes in like tight stuff, where I'm from in the South, they got clowned. We called it nut huggers and everything else. Now, every man, every man wears skinny jeans.
Walking around with blood pressure cuffs on.
Man wears skinny jeans. So what are we really talking about here? Right? Because that was just as bad as where I came from back in the day. That was just as bad as a skirt. Now you got skirts, but it's like, it's what you choose to have a level of acceptance for. And that's the problem. So for every man who clowned the dude with the nut huggers, who is now asking for the super skinnies, and they don't really make jeans that aren't fitted anymore.
You know what, Chris? Can I say something right fast about that?
Sure.
The thing about that is that I went to the store, and unfortunately I have a grandson, and he eats. He's a little bit thick, and he husky. They have a husky size in the store, and they are literally blood pressure cups. I literally had to take his socks off had him go use the bathroom just to get it over his feet. And I asked him, I said, I don't understand why I'm in this section, and then had the audacity to tell me that these are the biggest size. And I said, you're going to give him a yeast infection on his ankles before they can get up anywhere else. And so it made me upset because I have a teenage niece and I'm a caretaker. And unfortunately, I had two patients, which was my mom and my sister, and they were on hospice at the same time. And unfortunately, when you're dealing with teenagers, you want to, especially girls, you don't want them to be showing everything, but they make underwear in G-string shape, and they make bras as if they're walking the runway for stalkers, for pedophiles. And when you're looking for these things, they don't have it. And I literally was looking for the old school canary color and the pink pastel color, just to make them to remember how we used to look for these things. They don't make full size panties no more. And my niece is like, look, I wear pads. They don't even give girls the size of panties to fit period pads. And I'm like, this is a shame that these kids don't even have the proper underwear to wear, and they have skinny jeans, and you can literally see the pad because the pants are so tight. And I'm like, when your pad got to pick a side, your balls got to pick a side. And I don't know how a man get out of the bed and don't know who pants is who.
You can tell we have a whole different. You can really tell that we have different generations on this panel because I'm in the 50 generation. I'm 50 and 50, 54, and I have
I'm
a
59.
36-year-old son and a 30-year-old son, and I'm just appalled at the difference between the generations on the panel.
Right,
I
because
feel
I
like
remember
but
Husky
was your mom and dad saying the same thing? Because I
Yes,
feel like every generation pushes the envelope, and we've just gotten to a point now, with the exception of just like the internet and stuff like that, it's like instant, right?
yes.
So in the 2000s, the very worst thing that you could have was one of those hold on, something like this, a tape, right?
Mhm.
Now for celebrities, that's like the rite of passage. That gets your subscribers up. People know you can always turn to OF if you need a little
Mhm.
extra money. We've reached a different level of just kind of like being out there.
Tradition.
We got a couple super chats that I gotta. Thank you so
Chris,
much, Carol. She
Chris,
says, "Don't
wait,
talk about
Chris,
us
one
fine."
second. Wait, Chris, 1 second. Wait, do
Who's
those
Chris?
pants fit? Of course not.
Who's Chris?
Of course not.
Oh, were you talking about that song that Escape remade? Is my living in vain? Is that what you're talking about? But okay, Carol says, "Don't talk about us fine aged ladies." I definitely would not. I love the older ladies. Autumn says, "Thank you for constantly putting out content and keeping your ear to the streets." That I do. Now, Autumn, they called me messy in here earlier. I don't think me.
Where's Giselle? We need her next here.
Her
What?
ankles.
Oh, my video. I couldn't have her on my video this morning because
Of
because it was
course
like a
not.
serious video. It was a serious video. I couldn't. But
Oh,
guys,
okay.
this has been super super fun. You guys have been asking me to come and do these open panels. I definitely will try to do them more. I don't have like a specific day, maybe a Tuesday or a Wednesday, but what it'll be is just whatever I've talked about over the course of the week. We can come up and talk about. And I'm not a person who fears getting canceled. I'm just not, because I always try to come with good intentions.
We're not going to
So
let you get canceled.
somebody who is in my intro wants me to play the intro real quick. I added cue the content guys. So just real quick, Here's my intro.
Make it make sense.
Make it make sense. That's all. 1 and 1 got to equal 2.
Make it make sense, boo.
Big moves. Surfer. Make it make sense. Tell me how you squeeze it. Make it make sense. Tell me about the things that you say. Make it make sense. Tell me about the things in your dream. Hey, let me work out all the things in between. Make it make sense. Tell me how you squeeze it. Make it make sense. Tell me about the things that you say. Make it make sense. Tell me about the things in your dream. Hey, let me work out all the things in between. Make it make sense.
Sun in the sky.
Wendy takes me out every time. Fifi says, on behalf of the Juicy Crew, you're not messy. Thank you, Fifi. Q, I love the opening. I had to get permission from him to do that. I appreciate you guys, and these kind of conversations are what it's about. I really enjoyed the conversation with the trans lady because when she said she echoed the same sentiments about a trans woman initiating the fight, I was like, my subscribers need to hear this. It's okay to ask these questions. Some people don't have access to people of different walks of life, so I don't mind bridging that gap. And yes, I love Betty White. I love Betty White.
Okay, ma'am. I enjoy you. I don't always get to come in, but I always come on your replay crew. So thank you for giving us the content, and thank you for being so open.
No, that's what it's about. I appreciate all you guys. Who knows when I'll do my next one? I'll try to give you guys more notice next time, but I will be coming live so you guys can come up, and have conversations. Thank you, everybody who came.
Right.
This was dope. Bye.
Bye.
Bye, y'all. We'll play the intro as an outro. See y'all later.
Make it make sense.
Make it make sense. That's all. 1 and 1 got to equal 2.
Make it make sense, boo.
Big moves. Surfer. Make it make sense. Tell me how you squeeze it. Make it make sense. Tell me about the things that you say. Make it make sense. Tell me about the things in your dream. Hey, let me work out all the things in between. Make it make sense. Tell me how you squeeze it.